Hey guys, okay, so it didn't exactly work last week with the other computer, so I'm still working on that, okay? Yeah, so for now we're going to use this one because this one seems to have more true to reality coloring than the other one did, and I had difficulty, sorry, I wanted to itch my nose, but I had difficulty wanting to move it and put it onto a thing that I could send to you. So we're gonna stay here for now, and maybe I'll see if Johnny or Travi can help me fix my computer problems, because you girls, Mom and Mima, you both know Jonathan and Travis. Yeah, and as you see, I have a company with me today. Little Rexy is back behind me sitting on the couch, although you can't see, but Eve's over there. Eve, yeah, Mima, you know, the big dog, she's over there. But we're going to read and see if they're going to be good for me and not bark and have a fit. Today we're going to read Shelter in the Wilderness. All right. Back in 1890, young Covey was minding his father's sheep in the wild in a desolate wilderness of Wyoming. I've never been there. What a wilderness. Not a house, not a road, not a tree, anywhere. Nothing but rock-strewn covered land with snow-capped mountains off in the distance. How the sheep found enough food to live on in such a place was hard to understand. And then came a blizzard. A few moments later, there was nothing to see but snow. Soon everything was covered, rocks, bushes, sheep, all. Young Covey knew he didn't have a chance of getting back to the farmhouse. For one thing, he couldn't see which way to go, and for another, all the familiar landmarks had vanished. He knew he was in great danger, and he recalled stories he had heard of people caught in a blizzard and being frozen to death and never being heard from again. Burrowing into the snow beside a rock, he made a rough shelter for himself and some of the sheep that were still near to him. Here he stayed all night. No bed, no fire, no food, no comfort of any kind. It was January and the temperature dropped to 40 degrees. Oh, they're going to have a fit below zero. Oh. Okay, wait, ladies. Let me take care of this. I'll be right back. Stay right there. You can watch Rex while he's having a fit. There. I'm hoping that's going to solve their problem. Good. Yay. They ran off. Ha! Got rid of them. They went outside to bark. I can only hope. So during the blizzard, it dropped down to 40 degrees below zero. Yeah, I've only been like 5'10". Mom, you've been in some of those weathers with me in Illinois. The sky, the icy wind blowing at 50 miles an hour chilled him to the bone. How he stayed alive, nobody knows, but stayed alive he did. All night he longed for a fire and something to eat and wool blankets, but there was no one to bring anything to him. Nobody knew where he was. All that long night wearing on, and he thought about what a blessing it would be if someone someday would build a place of shelter in this lonely, desolate spot. Cold and hungry, he dreamed about it until he almost thought it was true, but it wasn't. There was nothing to see but snow. Nothing to hear but the howling wind and the occasional bleating of a frightened sheep. Then and there, he promised God that if his life was spared, he would one day build a shelter right there. I passed the spot the other day when driving a car across the United States. Look, guys, here he is in the shelter that he made next to a rock under the snow with the few sheep that were left with him. All around the area, there is still the same desolation. In the far distance, the same mountains still lift up their snow-capped peaks to the sky. But something is different. In the very place where young Covey lay that night with his sheep, there stands one of the finest motels and restaurants to be found anywhere in the world, and it's called Little America. Here are to be found some of the most comfortable beds, the cleanest washrooms, the tastiest food you could ever find. For breakfast, I had half a grapefruit, cornflakes, and milk, all of which had been brought many miles by a truck. I don't know when I enjoyed a meal so much. Everything was so delightful and the service was so efficient that it was hard to believe that I was in the middle of a wilderness. Naturally, I wondered who had built the lovely haven of rest in this remote, far away place. Can you guess? Yes, it was young Covey. He never forgot the dream that he had the night of the blizzard, nor the promise that he made to God that if God would help him, he would one day build a shelter. He kept his promise, and he kept it well, and he made his dream come true. Okay, guys, here's a picture of his shelter that he actually made in the middle of the wilderness in Wyoming. Now, I have never been to Wyoming. I don't know. You might have, Mima, Mary, or Mom. You might have been there. I don't know. But you know, sometimes we get in these situations and we're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to promise God that I will do this if he saves me, helps me. Yeah. So a good lesson from the story is that we need to remember if we are actually going to promise something to God, we need to follow through. We need to be faithful like he is faithful to us. Okay, guys. Mama, I hope you didn't take a nap. No, I'm just teasing you, sweetheart. I love you, girls. Okay, I hope everybody has a great, fabulous, lovely day. I will talk to you soon.